Virgo, hi, this is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going around you. Friends, subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, be sure to click that subscribe button. Also ring that bell and they'll let you know anytime I post new videos. If you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, like, and share. So friends, you were already talking through the shuffling of the decks. You were wanting to know what action to take, and what came in is about a journey. And basically, the words are prepare. Ask me how I know. In comes the credit card. These things are fantastic and amazing. They were channel cards given to me as I began to do the readings here on YouTube. They're like, go sit down, make this card, make this card, make this card. And they're pretty much on the money, on point, that type of a thing. And we often see forgiveness is like this flow of, oh, this bad or this wrong was done, so I need to forgive myself. I need to forgive them. I need to let this go. I need to that and such and so. But that's kind of hindsight. So they're talking about the forgiving energy of foresight. So they're asking you to forgive, to begin to see and to anticipate and begin to give your energy over to this journey coming in. They're saying be prepared. So maybe that shakes you up a little bit because there are fire flowers going on down here beneath the surface of this forgiveness. That's what you're giving into. And as the moon keeps progressing, we're going to see this coming along. So they're asking you to get in the flow, to begin to move with this, even if it feels kind of chaotic and up and down and changing and undulating. They're wanting you to begin to commit to this journey. For your heart is seeking it and has called it in. Matter of fact, you've been called. They're bringing you in. There's something beyond you. There are people beyond you. There's this community that is being brought in to restore you. It would seem to make sense in to your mind, to Virgo's mind, the mind of hard work. Well, let me complete a few things, wrap a few things up. Let me get some things in order. Let me perfect myself. Let me get myself in a state worthy of that. Get those things. I'll just bump. I'll knock it out. Now I'll be ready and then I'll go. That's not the preparation that this is talking about. That forgiving is more of about a mindset of allowing your spirit energy to flow in this direction of knowing where you're going to go. That means the earth is starting to move under your feet and you're like, wah, not even what, it's wah. That's where it's going. And they said, you do know, we've called you, and it's earth shaking. And that's how you know, because we're not giving you a bunch of answers is what they're saying. And that's actually what you're saying as well, because your spirit is like, that's right. I just want to go and I want to see what happens. I've noticed as I've been doing these Virgo videos here for our channel at Joy of the World, so the people group that tune in here, the family, Virgos are wanting more freedom. Freedom to feel that flow of their energy and their earthiness, of being able to create divine manifestations for self. There's been so much taxing and outlay to, they're saying other revenues, to other people, other places, that you need to be restored. And that's that freedom and the permission, the creativity to begin to experience life. Almost like punch the buttons in an elevator, the elevator of life of where do you want to go? You're like, I don't even know. That's why they're saying they don't want to tell you too much. Remember, with this forgiveness, they're like, get in, trust your spirit, and just start punching some buttons. And we're going to see what happens when the doors open when we get there. And you're like, okay. But y'all have called forth this message, so it's rising up from your belly. It's rising up because look at the look on my face. It is giddy because I'm feeling your energy about this. So in truth, at the base and the root and the core, the purity of where this is all coming from, it's full of delight, richness, and happiness. It's like got innocence and sincerity and purity, not like, oh, little mouse, little lamb purity. No, it's more like vivacious, wah, arms open wide, going into this whole embracing of life. How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? So underneath the journey card, which we just have to see it again, these are your colors. This is your card. Is that not beautiful? A lot of you have a life mate and you've had to give up a life to go forward. Okay? And that was painful. but it was authentic. So thank you for being authentic. Thank you for serving your truth so that you could discover what was beyond the moment, beyond that page. But look at this beauty here. That is your energy. Is that not fantastic? Look at this person. Your bags are packed, ready to go. What you talking about? I don't know. I don't know what action to take. Follow your heart. Follow that unknown impulse is what they're talking about. There's life's like, follow the pulse of your lover, and I am your lover. That's what life is saying. And you get to begin to enjoy and love life again. Wow. That is fantastic. So anyways, underneath, I have to follow your flow. I hope you do too. This is number 42. So it's about that being packed, being prepared, being ready to go, that forgiveness of sowing to your own future, kind of like calling forth the image, the bridge. If any of you have seen, I think it might have been the original Indiana Jones, and he sees this great chasm. He's got to cross it to get to the other side, and he's like perplexed in a quandary. What do I do? What do I do? And they talk about the step of faith. If you take that step out, the ground will rise up to meet you. And I mean, he's over a chasm. That means you almost can't even see the bottom. And boom, that step is there. And he jolts and shakes like that because he didn't know quite where his foot was going to land, and he was just sure he's going to be cast headlong, right? And that's not what's happening. It's taking that step of faith, that moving forward, that moving out. With each step that you take, the path awakes. Are you becoming a poet now too, Virgo? I like that. Feel free to post some of it there for me. You guys can feed me as well. I love it. And those of you who've been given donations, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love to give complete readings, and that's where it's going to stand for right now, and just trust the love and support come in freely of its own. Other than that, let's take a look at 42, the woman holding a coin. So here it's an invitation. It's almost like an invitation that you've received. And she's got it presented like she's going up to the person who's got the checklist at the gate, and to see if your name's on the list. And you're like, oh yeah, my name is on the list for that and this and this and this and this. So it's a whole tour. It's a whole it's almost like going on a cruise ship. Now, I've never been on one, but my mind can see where all you're taking me right now. Like, you sign up for this activity and that activity and this experience and that experience. And you're just like, anything and all that I can fit in there, not cram, because you're like, I'm not going to cram myself. And through forcing myself to do things and to fill all of my time, I want that little bit of freedom, that reflective time, that breathing room. But I am going to fill the rest of it. I'm going to have a fun, fantastic time. So I love that for you. I love that for you. And Spirit is backing it up. There's a profusion of confirmation going on here from the spirit realm and from your own soul as well. They are on the same page. Even though you got this cool, calm demeanor going on, like, mm-hmm. And friends will be like, you're going to do what? And you'll be like, yeah, I am. And they'll be like, well, explain this. What about this? What about that? You'll be like, I don't know. I'm just going to go. Look at this. Not everybody calls up my tattoo tarot, although I love it immensely. My son gave it to me for my birthday. But you're ready to go. You're ready to make a change, to make a move, to throw away that fear and doubt, like you're crossing yourself and you're going, no, we are taking that step of faith, that Indiana Jones. We're going on this journey, this holy grail, to find out who we are and what we're made of, because you are the cup. And what does it contain? And then your divine self, your greater self, the one that's leading you and calling you, right, is the hand that lifts the cup, that drinks from the cup, the relationship that comes out of it, the thing that doesn't even completely exist until the two touch. Just like yellow and blue, green doesn't exist until the two touch. And you don't have to lose the identity of either. The other becomes the third party. The relationship becomes its own entity, its own beingness, its own amness, its own seed. I love it. So next we have coming in, well, joining the two. Okay, they're wanting me to, which way do you want me to go? Okay, we're going to go right here. So community was kind of joining beneath her. It's like this. Let me show you. So we got this going on, and community is stacked underneath like this. So they're saying, hey, let's step on this leg of the journey right now. And note that the angel of love is coming in. And this is love for yourself, yes, of course, but that is the magic seed. It is that thing that draws your essence to you. It's like the flower blooming. When you bloom, the pollinators come. Now, it's not some sexual innuendo there. It's more than that, because you want somebody who's got to do more than pollinate you, like, right? Fruit. Flowers bring forth fruit. They bring forth fragrance. They bring forth life. They bring forth joy, inspiration, hope, those type of things. That's what you're bringing forth. It's not just personally for yourself, but connected in a relationship as well, and bringing in that stable balance of like to like, of the commonality of respecting each other's color. Like if you're yellow and they're blue, respecting that, honoring that, loving that, and treasuring that, and then allowing the relationship to be that green, allowing it to be a whole new expression coming about. And then you take that and the multiplication of the Trinity going in on it, of divine selves and all that other, and your spirits and your gods. You talk about a whole community of awesome richness, and they're all like, look at that. It makes you strong. Makes you strong. The returning of your strength that's coming back has to do with this vitality, not just where certain things that you've expended looking for return on investments. You're looking for vitality, for like the sap to return to the branch, for the blossom to return, and that is what this is confirming. That order is coming in, that as you take the step out on this, life steps up to the plate instantly to meet you, and you begin to find that soothing comfort and peace and the glory that comes along with it. And you're like, glory? What glory? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm there with you. Let's take a little look here and see what glory. All right. So beside it, I don't do inversions in my deck, but I sit quite high up when I do this setup on this day. And they fell to the floor, and both of them fell together, and they fell inverted. So when things come in an inversion, that's definitely the key and the hallmark of the whole read, because something's trying to be said. There's an energy work and a facet and a moment that we need to look at here and explore in the depths of ourselves. And as I tell you, it's not what I say, it's what you hear when I'm speaking. Your spirit and your guides begin to confirm and unearth and to walk through these energies with you. But these do serve as energy sessions here, because that's part of the work that I do. So anyways, we have the Ace of Swords coming in. Your crown is upside down. So you've inverted your energy, and that lets me know you've overdrawn your bank account. But what I want you to know, what I'm seeing in this card, it must be the word of the day. They said, you got a lot of shit. And you're like, what? And you're like, yeah, shouldn't I throw that out and get rid of that? And it's like, put it in your garden. That is gold. Like, okay. So I was a gardener for years, and I would be, but I don't have a yard right now. They call it black gold, compost. And compost is the nasty bits and unused or unwanted portions put together, mixed in with oxygen, air, and time, circulated, moved around, and rain and those sort of things, the sun, all the elements baking down on it, along with a little man-made churning and turning. It becomes something sweet. It becomes something fragrant. It becomes neutralized and activated at the same time. It becomes a power source, a powerful force of life. And you're saying, during this time, there's going to be a lot of composting as you move around, as you go on this journey and you have this experience. Like before, you were in that two of coins, like flip-flopping it yourself, working it, trying to get to that state, remember, of perfection, of that completion of the black gold, where you could then go and afford these things, do these things, give yourself permission to go on this journey that you were talking about here. But remember them saying that wasn't necessary. So what they're showing me here is, as you begin to move and go forward in this, and you travel and you go on your journey and you have these new experiences, that's the oxygen and the life being added to this, and it gives you that black gold, that sweetness to put on your garden, that causes you to flourish and to bloom and to prosper and to win at life, to succeed at who you are. And that success comes from you finding out who you are and what you're made of, your metal. That's also been another word of the week. If this were Sesame Street, the word would be metal, METTLE, what you are made of. So, and it also lets me know, no, we're not going to go there. Yeah, we are. You're also the diamond. You've come through immense pressure and you've accomplished a lot, although it doesn't reflect and show in your own personal bank account, your spiritual account, those type of things. You look drained, dragged, and dry. Remember, taxed out. But beautiful things are going to come from that as you begin to move about and live again. And it revitalizes your soul. Well, here, this being inverted, they're telling me it's the coal turning into the diamond. So they're wanting your coal, they're wanting your bits, your scraps, your nubs, your nasties, your nothings, all those things that are your terms. And they said those aren't our terms, but you'll understand what we're saying when we use your terms about yourself. You put those things in there, you're going to have black gold, so you're going to have golden diamonds. You're going to have an engagement ring. Y'all are tricky. You know how much fun it is to do these readings for y'all in the flavor of Joy of the World? Because it really is the vibration of the whole world, which is, you know, the omniverse, the universe, the planets, here within our atmosphere, the humanity on the earth, the world, you, me, the whole thing going on is, y'all throw me for a loop over and over again because I'm literally riding the wave. And then somehow I catch that wave. And I get the ride of my life. Yeah. Thank you for that privilege. I hope that you experience that joy as well of us being connected and the fruit and the flow that it affords you in your life to bring about this elegant grace and beauty. And elegance isn't necessarily what you think it is. To me, it's like a refinement of the process of literally finding the meat of it, the basics of it, the full form of something. And not adding to it nor taking away from it. I love it. Diamond engagement ring. Y'all are funny. Yeah, that crowning glory. So, the final card we have coming in, then we've got a rune card we're going to take a look at, is 41. And that makes you stable in yourself. Confirmed in yourself. Complete in yourself. It's your identity. It goes beyond integrity. It's your identity, because integrity, is that the action upon it. But you're saying your identity, your amness, your composition, what you're made of, and you have the whole book of it. You've had a tremendous experience, and it has been a long journey. You know how I know? Some feathers have gone missing. You've logged a lot of flight hours, and for some of you, you're like, So spend those sky miles on yourself. Go see the world for you, not just for business, but for pleasure too, okay? But some of you, it's more a matter of the spirit and what you've been imagining. You spent a lot of time soaring around out there, being the eye of God for other people, and thus the hand of God. I am honored to be spending this time with you here today. Just getting to bask in your presence and your heart and your mind and your soul is fantastic. It's otherworldly. It goes beyond. There aren't even words for what this exists as, because there's opalescence and iridescence and gold and silver all at one. So it's like the 4D, but even more so, they said it's in the spirit realm. So it's just on the other side of glory, just outside of the edge of perception. It's something that people often see as a line of contrast that they don't even realize it is its own relationship. And that's where you're coming from. I don't know about this stuff, but they're saying Andromeda. So if you know about that, that one's for you. And if you don't, it gives you a curious wire to follow. Go follow that. Because I probably am myself when I get off of here. But it centers you. And I love that. You're like, knowing who I am and knowing my slice of the pie, to have all that and all that we think we want or need, I go to this. And when you're in who you are, when you're in this phase of center, the eye of God, this enlightenment, you have the whole world. Because in it is, like you're saying, like the blood plasma, the stem cell. It has, the stem cell, the meninges, contains the waters of life. And I'm trying to remember who it was. Maybe it's Jacques Cousteau. He was a great man of the sea. But whoever it's attributed to, but he talked about like all the ocean is contained in the one drop, because it has gone through life over and over again through the evaporation, precipitation, evaporation, condensation cycle, to where it moves about, and that cycling in and through it, all is contained in the one, and one is contained in the all, thus the eye of God. So that leads us into this rune card, Virgo. Flow. Experience living, union emerging, unseen powers, and happily ever after. I haven't even read the words that are on there. I don't take any of this in. It's like the scope of my camera is zoomed out until we look at it together. Because that way your energy is conducting everything here. But is that not everything that we just said and saw? This is your confirmation card. You know how you have like a confirmation ticket, or how they were talking about this being your receipt, your invitation, and the person is checking off the list, that type of a thing. This is your confirmation. Kind of like when you get on the plane or whatever else, it's your ticket. Flow is your ticket. And they've been asking me to let y'all know to do away with flux. Flux has this energetic charge that has to do with effort. So it's almost like the manhandling of using our humanity to manhandle it. It alters its state and it puts that charge on there, and therefore that charge has to discharge. So it creates this kind of jaunty, static. Not ecstatic, static. And they're saying instead, pull in, get into the flow, put that confirmation to spirit, to soul, to mind and body, to that merging, that union, to very much this energy that you're a master of. Apply that for yourself, and that is the flow. So, well, that looks like this. Start flowing that forgiveness, right? That foresight, seeing your future and letting your future see you. Step into it, Virgo. Hey, I love you and I'm proud of you. I so enjoyed this time together. This is Joy. We'll talk soon.